So boom. We're back again. Thought I'd continue on. And yeah. So, I've had a fucking request come in, a video request, and it's asking my opinion on drugs, just general drugs. The question was just drugs in general. So I'm going to cover legal and illegal uses, and yeah. But the main question was, what's my views on the legal stance, and where do I think we should be going with the drugs argument, or situation, or war, or crisis, or whatever you want to call it. Now, let's start off with the labels that it gets, drugs in general. Drugs is seen as... I don't agree with drugs personally, whether they be legal or recreational. The only thing I support is Mary Jane. Like literally, weed is the only thing I would promote in terms of drug-wise. Other than that, I would say no drugs whatsoever. It's 100% zero tolerance, mate. Like literally, 100% zero tolerance. Like literally. Because fucking, like fair enough, like people are addicted to the illegal drugs, right? Like, for people that are addicted, like, if there was no drugs whatsoever, then they wouldn't be able to get hold of drugs, then they'll be clean. For the people that are just recreational users, then just leave them to it. Like, literally, just leave them to it. Now, the legal side of drugs is, like, the paracetamols, all that sort of thing. All the legal stuff, the diazepams, Valiums, the prescription type shit, yeah, you can get it illegally as well, but the prescription shit, which is manufactured, which is also a load of bullshit. But what I don't like is that there's drugs that are illegal and drugs that are legal, but they both do as much damage as each other, like the legal and illegal drugs, which is why I say zero to everything. When I'm ill, I don't take any drugs. If I have a headache, I do not even take paracetamol. Like literally, when I say no drugs, I mean nothing at all. So I'm not just talking about cocaine, heroin, ecstasy, MDMA. No, nothing at all. Calpol, nothing. Like literally nothing at all. If you're sick, then that's it. Like, do not take drugs. Like, weed is the only thing that you should be taking. And I wouldn't even call it a drug. Although I do roll up with tobacco. So again, the nicotine could be argued. But again, it's complex because it's one of those things where I think it's just a zero tolerance because it is complex, but it's just a no. For people that want to, like, a zero tolerance for, oh mate, it's hard to even get what I want to say out and like give you my actual opinion because fucking the government just make money. It's just all about the money, like the pharmaceutical. The only reason why weed and shit is illegal and like everything else is illegal is because everyone would self-medicate and the pharmaceutical companies would lose trillions, not even millions, not even billions, but trillions of dollars. Like literally trillions and trillions and trillions. I've said this before. Like literally, that's the only reason. Everyone would just self-medicate, mate. Like literally, if everyone knew, everyone would just self-medicate. And they'd lose out. But yeah, I don't know, mate. I really don't know. Drugs. Hmm. For people that are addicted, they should be given help rather than punished. I don't think people should be put into prison if they're addicted to drugs. If people are caught with hardcore drugs, crack, smack, heroin, all that sort of stuff, then I don't think they should be put into prison. I don't think they should be charged with possession. However, if you've got people that are going to parties and like dealing it and dealing hard drugs, then I don't agree with that. I think they should be fucked up, literally. But then again, it's not about punishment, mate. It's not about trying to segregate different parts of people and saying, yeah, this is what I mean about the double standards. It's just wrong, full stop. Like, there's no point in me trying to get into it. And like, yeah, there's an underside of it where you can actually separate it and say, right, these kind of drugs are okay for this, and this reason. Right, those people are not okay to have drugs because of this isn't. But it's all bullshit, mate, because drugs are drugs. They're the same thing. It's going in your body and it's having an effect, mate. So it doesn't matter. It's all double standards, mate. That's what gets me annoyed, and that's why I just don't like to have these debates, and that's why I just stay on a level, because it's the double standards of fucking everything. Like, oh, don't take drugs. Like, drugs are bad for you, but yet prescription drugs are just twice as bad, twice as harmful. Antibiotics, you can never recover if you go on antibiotics because they destroy your immune system. So your immune system is never the same. They actually make you worse than you actually was before. And that's supposed to be a drug that's good for you. That's not even a legal drug. Like, it's just, oh mate, there's so many drugs. And I don't know, I'm not a very good chemist, mate. I used to be really good at science and really into my chemistry and chemicals and what drug was what and the actual effects they have on the body. But I can't quote facts, mate. So I can't, I'm not going to act like 100% know. But there's certain drugs that have certain effects on the body, but they're legal drugs, but there'd be the same effects as recreational drugs. Except there's no shit cut with it to like make money, to like obviously for dealers so they can make more money, so they cut it with other stuff to make the product last longer. But otherwise, yeah, it's all bullshit. Drugs are drugs, mate, and fucking they're all bad. Like, all drugs are bad. There's no reason for drugs. Like even if people have got mental health problems, which is another one, there's a recreational side of it, which is what I don't like. So people go into parties, take drugs, kill themselves, and then everyone feels sorry for them. Like, everyone's in mourning, everyone's on social media. Oh, there was such a nice guy, there was such a good person. Obviously not if there was on smack. But anyway, fucking people that got mental health problems is another one. Like, they should not be on drugs. Like, some people are mental. And again, I'm not a doctor, so there's probably a counter argument that people could come up with. But again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying this from my point of view. But I think ultimately you can just get through most things. Not get over it, but get through it and like actually help yourself and train your mind. I don't just say it as in like just get on with it and do it. I genuinely believe that you can train and educate your mind to think anything, just how you can think bad things, just how you can do bad things, you can do good things, and you can think good things just the same. Like, people think you can't, but you can. And I think people are brainwashed with medication and made to think that they should take stuff. And, oh, yeah, you have to have these drugs. And, oh, yeah, even with partying, oh, yeah, take these drugs to have a better time than you would if you don't take the drugs. It's all bullshit, mate. Whether it be for medical, whether it be for recreational, legal or illegal, say no to drugs, mate. Just tell them to fuck off. Like, literally, as I say, weed is the only thing I smoke. And even that is a big deal for me. It's not so much of a big deal anymore because I'm kind of getting used to it. But it is a big deal that I smoke because, as I say, 20 years of my life, I did not smoke. So, yeah. Like, at all. There was none of this, oh, when I was 13, I was behind the bike sheds. Nothing, mate. I was not that guy. Like, nothing at all. I was innocent. Like, nothing. Right up until I was 20. Like, literally. So, yeah, no drugs, mate. No drugs. No drugs. Like, literally. And it's all about the money, mate. It's all about money. That's another thing why I don't like about it. It's just about the money. Like, people don't really understand that. Like, when I say no drugs, I don't just say don't do it. And I'm not just judging you because it's bad. I'm saying don't do it because you're supporting just a corrupt system of money. It's all about money, mate. Everyone just profits of you being fucked. Like, literally, people just profit of you getting absolutely fucked and damaging your body and destroying yourself, whether it be for medical reasons or whether it be recreational. Regardless, if you're taking drugs, people are just profiting off you fucking up your body. Like, that's all it is, whether they be dealers or government officials or doctors or whatever. So, yeah. The government, yeah, give you this illusion how, like, there's a war on drugs and shit like that, but there could quite easily be no drugs. But because of the money side of it, they just make you think that it's a war and that they're trying to stop it, but they're not. If they wanted to stop it, they could, but then at the same time, they would lose so much money, mate. So much money if they was to stop drugs. If they was to make them legal, yeah, and just be like, yeah, alright, chill. They would lose money, bruv. Like, it's all about the money. It's not about what's good for society. It's not about what's good for people. It's about money. And that's why I say fuck money. Like, you strive to have money, but fuck money. Like, you don't need money. Just do what you need to do to get by and be happy within your mind, mate. Like, literally, that's it. Like, oh, it's so hard, mate. Like, literally, it's so annoying because, like, yeah, like, literally, it's just a mass brainwashing. Just absolute mass brainwashing. Oh, if they're doing it, I'm doing it. Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, everyone's doing it. You need to learn to think on the bigger picture, mate. There's some people that would just, I don't know, just not really be able to see the bigger picture. I think you should just let it be, mate. Legalise. Because people will think, if you say, oh, legalise drugs, yeah, all drugs, just legalise all drugs, then they think that everyone would just suddenly become a crackhead. That's not necessarily the case, because if it was legal, then you wouldn't get crackheads going to dealers. They'll just have what they need and they'll just have the genuine shit. So, yeah, there'll be a crackhead, but there'll just be a decent crackhead. So you'd get the proper stuff rather than just getting stuff that's mixed with loads of other shit. And that's with every single drug. That's not even just with, like, the hard drugs, what you'd think of as stereotypical drugs. That's with the pharmaceutical drugs as well, that you get in the chemist. It's just mixed with loads of shit. Like, literally. And if everything was just to be legal, then you could just, as I say, self-medicate. Everything will be pure, and you wouldn't need to go to the doctors. You wouldn't need to go to the pharmacist, because you'll be self-medicating, and they'll, again, lose out on money. It's all about the money, mate. The whole thing, everything to do with drugs, everything is to all do with money. Any drug that's ever invented or ever created, it's all about the money. If you create a drug, mate, then that's a $1 million, $1 trillion, $1 billion business, mate. Like, literally. It's all about the money, mate. And that's not the way it should be. It really shouldn't be like that. If you create drugs, yeah, then it should be free. Like, it should be completely free. If you create something that can allow mankind to live better or be better, then it shouldn't be paid for. And also, it shouldn't be mixed with loads of crap to then make you feel bad, which makes you need to take more drugs to make more money. Like, it's, oh, mate, it's all a fucking con. And people don't even realise, like, literally, the whole thing. The whole thing is bullshit, mate. Like, literally, I'm telling you that now. The whole drug scene, it's all a fucking con, mate. Like, literally, the whole thing's a fucking con. Right now, yeah, if I was to make a cure for a disease, yeah, and I'd sell it, no, not sell it, I mean, if I was to make a cure, and I was to just give it away and not sell it, yeah. Do you know how many people, do you know how many government officials would be after me? How many spies would be after me to kill me? Like, they would take that drug and then they would modify it and then they would sell it. But really, it's just a free drug. And that's with every single drug. Every single thing that's good for mankind is taken by the system, modified, and then given back to us, made us to feel worse, just to make us better again, purely so we can pay into the system. And you don't even know it's happening. And if you know it's happening, like, you don't make a conscious effort to, like, avoid those things and not be a part of that. Like, literally, when you actually think of it, think about what you support and what the links are. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it, mate. Drugs.